it was a prank that went way too far, and because of this prank, now there's some tension between you and your wife.
Well, there was, yes. So on Friday, my co-host on my podcast, the Man Fused podcast, calls me. It was like late afternoon, and he's a very successful real estate guy. And he hits me up, and I answer the phone. I'm just sitting on the couch, and he's like, "Hey, man, so I got these really high-end clients, these big ballers." He was like, "We're going to look at a piece of property in the Bahamas, and the dude's chartering a G5."
Ooh, that's the top level private jet, right?
Yeah. And we're going to be down there for 2 days. It's going to be a quick turn and burn. And I'm like, all right, you're calling a brag. I'm like, that's cool, whatever, dude. I'm like, where are you staying? He's like, well, they've got a yacht. So we're going from the plane to the yacht, and we're going to look at this like multi-billion-dollar property down there.
Is this pretty common for him? This is who his clients are?
He's got clients that are definitely big enough to take something like that down. I don't know that he's gone on anything this extravagant before, but it wasn't out of this world.
Okay.
And then he hits me with, and bro, I'm leaving in 2 hours. I've got an extra seat.
Shut up.
And I'm like, get the hell out of here. He's like, you're going to have to throw in a few collared shirts because normally that's not my go-to. I've got some collared shirts, but on a typical day,
that's formal wear right there. Someone sees you in a golf shirt, they're like, what are you all dressed up for?
I can pull it off. I said, dude, I'll wear the pink short shorts and the collared shirt. I'll wax my legs, whatever you need me to do, bro.
To get on that private plane, I will sell out.
Yeah, right. I'm like, turn and burn. And I'm like, then I start thinking, I'm like, I can't. I'm like, I'm going through my head. My wife is leaving town tomorrow on Saturday because she needed like a night away. And I was like, well, babe, you need a night away. You're going out of town with your girlfriends. Go have fun. So I'm like, all right. I got 2 hours. And then we got Mo's live gig. I've already told Bert we're meeting out at Mo's live podcast. So
this is Saturday night.
No offense, Mo. I would go to quickly drop
I understand, brother. Trust me.
I mean, no offense.
No, I get it.
But I made those commitments, so I'm processing everything I got to do.
But you're starting to put it together like, okay, if I was going to go on this trip,
this is what I
might be able to find somebody to watch the kids for a couple hours. I could just tell Mo I'm not going to show up at his show. So you're already trying to figure it out.
Right. Well, the hardest part is going to be my wife.
Yeah.
So my wife gets home, and I'm like, hey, babe.
I cannot wait to hear how this conversation goes.
I'm like, so I just got a phone call from, Ben, and there's an opportunity.
Once in a lifetime opportunity.
Maybe there'll be another one, but there hasn't been one yet. I was like, G5, Bahamas, yacht, 2 days. It's going to be insane. Do you mind, maybe going on your trip like the following weekend? Like, I'll give you 3 days, 2 days, whatever you need.
Now, has this been on her radar, this trip, for like weeks, months, spontaneous?
No, it wasn't. It was about a week.
Okay.
They've been working on it, her and a couple other girls.
But she certainly has been looking forward to it.
That's enough.
It's like when we have our Fridays off. And I remember a couple of months ago when I thought I had a Friday off, and you're like, no, it's not this Friday. It's the Friday after. I'm like, no!
You look so deflated.
It was too far off.
Now be a mother of 3.
Yeah.
So immediately I get this look, and I'm like, oh, that's all right.
You got to be kidding me.
She's like, you're really joking right now. And I'm like, and I don't know why, but I start pushing back. I'm like, come on. Like, this is opportunity. So
don't be selfish.
Yeah, exactly. Why are you being so greedy? So she shoots it down again, and then I start pouting, and I'm mad because I'm going to have FOMO. I'm going to have bad FOMO. And so she gets ready, on Saturday. I'm just mad.
And just as a sidebar here real quick, just the ask itself is going to piss her off.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Because she's been looking forward to it.
Yeah, and she's, telling me about the kids, about, and I was like, whatever.
So hold on a second.
I know.
No, let's let this wash over us, because I think you guys are missing an important. So here, this is like, I know you love your wife, and she is extremely hardworking, and she does wonders with those 3 kids. And here she is, a night she's been looking forward to, which you are now crapping all over with your negative attitude before she heads out.
Kristen, it's a G5.
It's a G5.
To a yacht.
I mean, come on. Have you seen this plane?
Mm-hmm.
So
It's the mother of your children.
that's a good point.
That's a pretty high card you played with.
Yeah. So I go through Saturday. She leaves town. I'm trying not to think about it. I'm feeling a little grumpy, and I'm just like, ugh, this sucks. I don't even want to talk to Ben because he's just going to tell me how great of a time he's having.
Right. You don't even want him to check in,
And
not checking his
my
social. or
wife's
anything.
checking in with me. She's like, hey, how are the kids? I'm like, they're fine. Hope you're having fun.
You're such a punk.
I know, I'm being such a little biatch. And so Sunday morning, I wake up, I had a good night, with Bert, Mo, everybody. And I look on Instagram and I see Ben in his yard. Like, this is like early morning with a slip and slide and his kid. And I'm like, wait a second. What are you?
You're supposed to be in the Bahamas, right?
I'm like, dude, what the hell are you doing home? He's like, I never went. I was like, what are you talking about? He was like, I was just messing with you.
Oh, man.
Are you kidding?
I was like, are you joking?
That's foul.
That is foul.
He was like, you didn't get my text? I was like, what text? And he looks at his phone. He's like, oh, I typed a text out to say, hey, man, just messing with you, but I never hit send.
Did you apologize to your wife?
Oh, it was beyond that point.
That's an apology. I moved out.
I slept here last night.
The Bert Show.
Like what you just watched, you can get more of The Bert Show on your favorite podcast platform. Wherever you listen to your podcast, you can find us. I don't know what any of these buttons do, by the way.